We got the 22-250 AR10 trash build out here again, and now we're actually going to try and shoot some with it. Last video, all we really did was a function test. I was really expecting this thing to just not work, because again, everything I've read, 22-250 AR10s, gas guns, they never want to work. They're nothing but problems. But this one so far has worked flawlessly. Other than the brass ejection, so I don't know if maybe I got a lemon per se, and the fact that it works good, or maybe something is just waiting to break. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. So we're actually going to start trying to do a little accuracy test, just see how it groups, see how she shoots, and that's it. So as far as what we're doing, we're going to do our standard deal. Got a target down there at 50. We bore sighted it, so we're going to get on at 50. Make sure she shoots decent at 50. Then we'll go out to 100 and see what she does there. We're just doing factory ammo. We're doing that, I don't know why it's up here. But again, we're shooting that Herter's 55 grain soft point, which, by the way, it's kind of odd because everybody was telling me that 22-250 is like best with 30, like the heavy 30s up to like the heavy 40, like 50 grain bullets. But all the semi-affordable ammo I'm finding, all the stuff that's under $50 a box, is nothing but 55 grains. So I don't know. Again, this is a 20-inch 1-in-14 twist barrel. I'll be posting all the specs. You guys already know how that works. I went and ripped my Arkin SH4 Gen 2 40-16 by 50. I ripped that off my 223, slapped it on here. Got her on my Palmetto State lower. If y'all saw the last video, we got her fitted and everything. Got a Civ Life swiveling bipod, looped NBA3 butt stock, the same one I used for my 6.5 Creedmoor. I got my little DIY bag rider, which is just a chunk of aluminum and a scope ring, and everything's... Sorry, I heard some noise off in the distance. It was just a plane or something. But yeah, got everything set up, and yeah, gonna do 3 rounds at 50 yards. Just make sure we're zeroed, and then we'll take it out to 100. So, no magneto yet. I don't want to do any, like, anything on the barrel till, we know it's kind of broken in maybe, and it kind of shoots good. I like to know it shoots good, or it shoots decent before I put anything on the barrel, because if I just go ahead and put something on the barrel without knowing if it shoots anything, and then it doesn't shoot like any, you know what I mean? It's already adding stuff. So yeah, let me get my ears on, my shades on, and we'll put a few rounds down. Okay, I'm gonna just wear my buds here because my muffs are a little too big. They're hitting my deal. Yeah, that's better. Cool. All right. Herters, 55 grain out to 22-250 at 50 yards. See if our bore sight is on. All right, if I'm looking at it right, we're hitting right on the low center right of the paper. So the way I adjust my guns is I will, once I get, see where it's grouping or where my impact is, I will just adjust down. I will put my reticle dead on the target where I was aiming at, and I will just move it down until it's on the hole. And that usually gets me pretty dang close. Adjusted. Let's put another one down there, see if we're in bullseye. Alright, second shot. Okay, that one's right on the left side of the sticky. Let me see if I can put one, the last one. Cool, stacking them, 50 yards I would hope. So I'm gonna do a little more adjustment, put a new target down, and we'll go to 100, see what happens. I was like it was gonna start trying to group pretty good at 50, but 50 is not a great litmus test. So we're going to go ahead and go out here to 100. I got 3 little orange stickies set up, and how I want to do it is I'll put, we'll see what happens. I'll shoot at the first one to make sure, you know, we're still out there, we're not, you know, any crazy whatever. And if I'm on, I'll put 3 on it. I might do 5, and then after that, we'll put the we'll put our chronograph on and just, you know, see what the velocities we're getting here, and kind of go from there. So same ammo, Herter's 55 grain. Shooting from the same deal I am. Actually, I gotta adjust my bipod here. Alright, cool. Bipod has been adjusted. We got 3 rounds in. We're just gonna send it like this, see what happens. Went through, no issues feeding, so gonna get on target here and gonna start sending them. Herter's 55 grain factory, 100 yards. Gonna go for that middle target. Let's see what happens. Okay. Definitely not a super sexy group, but it's putting them down there. So I'll give it 2 more to make it 5 shots. I'm not going to adjust anything. And that'll give us enough rounds for a 2-3 shot group. So center again, went through good. All right, she's opening up. Yeah, the barrel's pretty warm. So right now, I'd say that's, what, 1.5, 2 inches? I'll go ahead and adjust down, go inside, get the magneto, let her cool down for a little bit, and we'll run a few more. All right, also got the barrel cooled down a little bit, got the magneto on. Now we're going to do 3 rounds on one of those dots down there. I'm not sure which one yet, but same ammo. We're just going to do 3 of them. I'm just curious to see what kind of like impact shift we get. I like to test all of my rifles, all my firearms I use my magneto on. I've noticed some of them, it really affects the, you know, point of impact. Some of them, they just don't seem to care. You know, I have people all the time like, oh, it's going to affect your point of aim. I'm like, have you tried it on multiple rifles? No. Well, I'm like, it could just be yours. It could be that specific one. Every rifle, every gun is its own kind of animal. So, also, I moved the camera because I want to try and catch some close-ups of the dealio here working. I want to see how it's picking up the brass and everything. So it's hard to see from the side, so I got y'all a little higher up and a little closer. So still have the target cam on, but I'm just curious to see what will happen. So it's picking them up just fine. So. Okay, didn't get a reading on that one. It said shot 5, sensor 1 crossing bad. Okay. Let's try that. Still nothing. And nothing. So, unfortunately, no velocity. I keep getting 5-shot error sensor bad crossing. So, let me Google that. Alright, so unfortunately the magneto just ain't working, and I don't have all my little spacers to get it properly aligned. I think that's what the problem is. So we're just gonna kind of go with our original idea. But still, just because we didn't get the velocities, we can still tell if we're going to get much of an impact shift between having it on and having it off. So, got her back on. We're going to go for the right one now. That right dot, and I haven't adjusted anything else, and we're just going to see what happens now. Alright, going for the right dot. still that Herter's 55 grain factory. Okay, that one looks like a slightly nicer group. So we had horizontal stringing with the magneto on, and we got vertical stringing a little bit with it off. So that's interesting. Also, I felt like my trigger squeeze on that one's a little better. All right, guys, here we go. So for factory freaking ammo, man, I feel this is pretty acceptable for a dang $200, $216 AR10 upper. These are 2-inch stickies, if I remember right, and most of these are just over, I'd say, 1.5 inches. That one's probably right at 1 inch. I mean, all of this is perfectly suitable for coyote hunting, but 55 grain out of a 1 in 14 twist, we might be encountering some stabilization issues, but even still, most hunters I know, if they're being honest, this is perfectly acceptable for a lot. But we can definitely get this down, I feel. Since it's a 1 in 14 twist, I feel like some lighter bullets might be needed. But, yeah, I'm trying to do a little reloading, see what happens, and go from there. So something else I just want to kind of show y'all is the brass ejection pattern. So this is our ejection port, and our pile of brass is right there. So yesterday we were getting some going like that way and back toward the camera, but now it's going about straight out. So I think it's pretty well tuned, I guess, at least for this load, at least for this Herter stuff. But I do have an adjustable gas block I kind of want to play with, but I'm not 100%. We will see.